Picture this. You're standing across from a woman most men would call out of their league. She's elegant, composed, and used to guys trying every trick in the book just to get her attention. But for some reason, her eyes pause on you. Not like she's trying to judge, not like she's bored, but like she can't quite figure you out. That moment, it's not about luck. It's the result of something deeper. You see, no matter how confident or self-reliant a woman appears to be, she carries quiet, emotional openings, not flaws, just natural parts of being human. And most men, they never see them. They chase surface approval with compliments, cash, or charm. But attraction doesn't live on the surface. It lives below, in the subtle signals, in emotion, not logic. When you understand this, you stop performing. You stop proving. And suddenly, you're not just another name in her inbox. You shift the balance, without effort, without force, because you've tapped into something most men ignore. What she feels, but never says it out loud. This isn't about control, it's about clarity, self-awareness, and mastering the moment. Subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, where we break down what truly moves women from a man's point of strength, not need. What's one thing you stopped doing with women once you learned it wasn't helping you? Share it in the comments. You might help another man grow. Weakness 1. The craving for emotional escapism. You might think women choose men based on logic, stability, looks, career, status. But love doesn't follow logic. What she's truly drawn to, it's how she feels around you. Not safety, but stimulation. She's not chasing a checklist. She's chasing an emotional shift. Because deep down, most women are quietly starving. Not for more attention, but for something that pulls them out of their daily routine. That's why they fantasize about bad boys, mysterious strangers, even forbidden stories. It's not danger they want. It's contrast. It's unpredictability. It's feeling alive. This is where most men fail. They become too predictable. They text her the same way every day. They never challenge her. They agree with everything. They're nice. They're comfortable. But they don't shake her emotionally. And that's how they end up in the friend zone. You want to stand out. Don't be reckless. But be unpredictable. Start small. Disagree respectfully. Tell stories that pull her in. Go silent sometimes, not to punish, but to create space. You're not trying to impress her. You're offering her a different reality. She doesn't want a puppet. She wants a presence. The moment she sees you, not just as a man, but as a full experience, that's when she gets hooked. Not because you chased her, but because you made her feel something she hadn't felt in a long time. If this resonates with you, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. Here, we don't chase, we lead with presence. What's something you did that surprised a woman and changed how she saw you? Tell us in the comments. Let's learn from each other. Weakness 2. The unspoken respect for boundaries. Ever notice how the men women chase the hardest are the ones who never chase first? It's not arrogance, it's presence. See, a man who respects himself doesn't give himself away too easily. But most guys don't see it that way. They believe that being agreeable, always available, always saying yes, will make her stay. But it doesn't. It makes her drift. Because when everything comes easy, it loses its value. A woman might never say it out loud, but she respects the man who sets the tone, the one who says no without anger, who values his time, his purpose, his boundaries. That kind of man is rare. Here's the truth. Women test men, not out of malice, but instinct. She cancels last minute to see how you'll react. She pushes your buttons to feel your center. She challenges your frame to know if it holds. And most men, they bend, they break. They try to please their way into love. But the moment you stand your ground, not with force, but with calm certainty, the game changes. She stops testing and starts respecting. Because at her core, a woman doesn't want to lead. She wants to trust the man who leads himself, not the one who gives her everything, but the one who makes her earn access to his world. That's where real attraction begins. And once you understand this, you stop chasing. You start choosing. If this resonates, tap like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, where men grow into leaders, not followers of approval. What's one boundary you've learned to protect, and how did it change your relationships? Let us know in the comments. Your story might help someone level up. Weakness. 3. The thrill of uncertainty. Remember the last time a story had you hooked? A movie, a novel, a series. You couldn't stop watching. Not because you knew what would happen, but because you didn't. That tension, that anticipation, it pulled you in. Here's what most men never realize. Attraction works the same way. The more predictable you are, the easier you are to figure out. And once she's figured you out, she moves on. Not because she's cold, but because the mystery is gone. When a woman isn't sure how you feel, when she can't quite label what's between you, that's when she starts thinking about you, constantly. But most men kill the mystery too soon. They reply instantly. They over-explain. They give away every emotion on the first date. It feels honest, but it removes the space where attraction grows. You don't need to play games, but you do need to leave room for wonder. Pause before you reply. Let the tension breathe. Let her imagine what you're thinking. Don't always be available. Make her earn your attention. Because here's the truth. A man who gives himself away too quickly feels like a prize anyone could win. But a man who moves with presence, who keeps just enough mystery to make her lean in, that man is unforgettable. When she's unsure where she stands with you, she starts chasing clarity. And that's when the dynamic shifts. If this resonates, hit like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit. We teach men how to lead with depth, not desperation. Have you ever revealed too much too soon and watched the attraction fade? Tell your story in the comments. Let's grow together. Weakness 4. The magnetic pull of leadership. A lot of men think that being nice, agreeable, and easygoing will win a woman's heart. But the truth is, women don't dream of following a man who follows them. They dream of a man who leads. You see it everywhere. In movies, in history, in life. The men who are admired, respected, desired. They all move with intention. They don't ask for permission to exist. They act. They decide. They lead. And women feel that, even if they never say it out loud. A man who knows what he wants and goes after it without hesitation. That man is hard to resist. Now think about this. Have you ever seen a woman fall for the guy who says, "What do you want to do?" every time? Or does she get drawn to the man who already has a direction dash and invites her along for the ride? That's the difference. And it's not about control. It's not about dominance. It's about clarity. It's about a man who's solid in himself and doesn't need to be told what to do, what to say, or where to go. He sets the tone. He carries the frame, and that frame makes her feel safe. Not because he controls her, but because he controls himself. Here's the truth. Weak men wait for approval. Strong men move with purpose. When you say, "We're doing this," you'll enjoy it. You're not being pushy. You're being clear. When you disagree calmly, you're not creating conflict. You're creating depth. Women respect a man who can lead with steadiness. Not fear, not force, but conviction. And once she starts looking up to you, she won't want to look away, because admiration is what fuels real attraction. And leadership, quiet, grounded, unapologetic, is magnetic. If that hit home, tap like and subscribe to the Stoic Spirit, where we don't chase love, we live with direction. What's one decision you took the lead on, and how did it shift the energy between you and a woman? Drop it in the comments. Let's learn from each other. Weakness 5. The desire for a man who doesn't need her. Let me tell you something most men never figure out. A woman doesn't want to be the center of your life. She wants to be part of a life that's already full, already moving, already meaningful. Most guys get this wrong. They meet a woman they like, and suddenly everything else fades. Their goals paused, their routines shifted, their ambition quietly set aside. And for a while, she might smile. She might even enjoy the attention. But over time, something changes. Not because she's cold, not because she wants to hurt you, but because deep down, she doesn't want to be your entire purpose. She wants to be part of a purpose-driven life, not the reason he wakes up in the morning. Think about it. Why do women obsess over men who are hard to reach? Why are they drawn to athletes, creators, and leaders? Men who are focused on something beyond romance, because those men have direction. They don't drop their mission for love, they simply make room for it. That difference is everything. When a man revolves his world around a woman, he becomes replaceable. But when he has his own orbit, when his life already moves with momentum, he becomes a man she wants to chase. So here's what to do. Keep your mission at the core. Don't cancel your goals for her. Don't reshape your life to make her feel more important. Invite her into a life that's already rich. Let her earn her place there. Be unpredictable. Value your time. And never apologize for having a vision. Because when she sees that you're fulfilled, focused, thriving without needing her, that's when she leans in. Not because you asked her to, but because she doesn't want to miss out. That's the paradox. The less you need her, the more she'll want to be close. If you found value in this video, hit like and subscribe to join us on this journey of inner strength. Turn on the bell so you never miss the next lesson, because growth doesn't wait. Stay grounded, stay focused, and remember, the strongest man doesn't need to prove himself. See you in the next one.